Welcome to our channel. On today's video, we're going to talk about the top 10 mistakes you can make while moving. Now, I've personally made some horrible mistakes while moving, and I have seen other people make some horrible mistakes while moving. And this video is going to help you see 10 things where you could really go wrong while moving. Getting up and finding a better place to live is essential for your development and for the future of yourself and your family. And it is an adventure you're gonna have to go on at some point in your life. Good planning can be an essential part of your success in this process. Whether you're moving right now or considering it in the future, you'll find this video to be very helpful and encouraging in helping you make the decisions you need to make so that your move can be prosperous, safe, and that your journey to a new place in life can be enjoyable. Moving is undoubtedly one of the scariest things you're going to do in your entire life. Number one is your business, especially if you are self-employed. The bank may not want to finance a home to you in a different town if your business is not already established there. You may have absolutely no knowledge of the laws, the regulations, the customers, the supply, or anything related to the site you're moving to. So if you're thinking about starting a completely new business in a place you haven't even lived at, you may really be setting yourself up for a guaranteed failure because you're investing into something you don't understand. I was lucky during my first move that my business actually did better in the place I moved to, despite everybody telling me that my business would be a failure there. In other words, it's very hard to predict whether your business will do good or bad in your new home. Number two is the warnings. People are going to warn you about the place you're moving to. And a lot of times, those warnings are very accurate. You could find out a lot about a place just by listening to the reputation the place has, whether it's unwelcoming to outsiders, extremely expensive, very cold and harsh winters. Many times, people tend to stereotype certain places, and if you're moving, you might want to listen carefully to those. Sometimes those warnings can be very accurate and can pretty much predict what you're going to encounter when you move there. Here's a really good warning. If a place is affordable, there's usually a reason. You may not see that right off the bat, but once you spend some time there, you'll definitely find out why that place is affordable. So start to listen to those warnings and really look out for those things, especially if you're going to ignore them. Number three is the most important thing, your familia, your family. And I'm not talking about your cousin Poopy who hasn't seen you in 3 years since he asked to borrow $100. I'm talking about your elderly parents. I'm talking about your siblings. I'm talking about your kids, the people who actually matter. I hate to bring this news to you, but if you have elderly parents and they need you, where you want to live may not matter right now. You may not be happy with your life. Have you asked your children how they feel about the life they're currently living? Because they could be very happy where they are right now. And the ones that are just negative, it is definitely good to put a lot of distance between the ones who ask to borrow money, the ones who are always talking bad about you, the ones that are gossipers, the ones who hate and envy everything you do. It is definitely good to put distance between you and them and the drama. Number four is keeping crap you just don't need. Like people who move to Florida with boxes full of winter clothes. It might be more expensive to move your furniture than to just go ahead and replace it at the new place you're moving to. And dragging huge amounts of personal items across state lines is not only expensive, it's stressful, and it will just suck the life out of you. You will be surprised how many people actually throw stuff away as soon as they move into their new home because they won't need these things anymore. Perhaps where you used to live, some of the things you have been essential for you, but at the new place you're going to, you may not need these things anymore, and it might be a good time to reconsider what you actually need and what you actually don't need. Many times, your possessions, instead of helping you, are actually going to hold you back because you got a long journey to make. Number 5 is going far. You need to reconsider, do you really need to go that far? Perhaps you can change the routine and all of the bad things that are around you by going just a few towns over. You may not need to move a few states over. What you're looking for, that change in routine, may not be that far away after all. This will not only reduce the cost of moving, it'll also make you feel more comfortable in the process, and you may still be able to visit friends and old memories a lot easier than if you're living states away. You need to know exactly how much change you are ready for in your life. Perhaps you need to change up the routine, see a new sight. Do you need to get used to a completely new diet? Perhaps a different accent when people talk? How much change do you really need in your life, and how much are you willing to do at that moment? Number 6 is one of the biggest and most common mistakes that people make, and that is to buy a home so quickly. You move to a new state, you know nothing about this place, and then you go and invest hundreds of thousands of dollars into a place you know nothing about. Easily one of the biggest and most common mistakes that so many people are making. You do not need to buy a house right away. Rent for 6 months. That way you can find the right home. I made this mistake of buying too quickly. And in my case, it was right after the lockdowns had opened up, so I didn't really have too many options. But right now, if there's nothing massive going on around this environment of the real estate world that's pressuring you to buy in that exact moment, if you have the ability, please consider not buying right away. Rent for a while, get used to the place, and then buy. Number 7 is selling your current home. Chances are the place that you're leaving, you already have family, friends, and you know everything about that place. It may be very easy for you to rent the home you currently have, since you probably have family, friends, and know a lot of people in the area that can help you in case you need to move out a tenant or any other situation arises. Keep in mind the place you're moving to. If you ever want to rent that property, you probably won't know anybody there to help you. If you're leaving the area because of overpopulation, then chances are there's going to be more people wanting to move into the neighborhood you're in now than in the area you're moving to, so the property you currently own may actually appreciate a whole lot better than the one you're going to buy somewhere else. At least with the property you currently own, it's an educated guess of what the real estate market's going to do in that place, the place you're moving to. You just don't know. Number 9 is another stupid mistake that we make when we move to places, and that is not going there first. How do you move to a place you've never been to? In your budget, you need to allocate $2,000-$3,000 to take your entire family, kids, dogs, and cats, to the place you're moving to and spend a few weeks there to see how you like it. Maybe your kids are going to be allergic to the trees. Maybe your dog is going to die because of the humidity. Who the crap knows? I can't believe that people actually make this mistake of moving to a place they have never been to. It's common, and the consequences are that you move into an area and next thing you know, your wife, who didn't come with you on the trip, ends up being extremely allergic to the place you move to. I guarantee you that this will be some of the best money you will ever spend while moving. I'm not saying that you have to be indecisive, because indecisive people never make decisions, and sometimes in life you have to make sudden decisions. It's not what I'm saying, but what I'm saying is that you need to know the place you're moving to. You can't just move somewhere at random, and if you miss this step, you're not planning accordingly. This is a prime step that you need to take. Number 10 is meeting people. You move to a place, you don't know anybody, and immediately you feel desperate to socialize with people, to meet other people, and to get to know the area you're moving at. And what a better way to do that than through the people who already live there. This can be a huge mistake. I would recommend that you do not initiate any type of interaction with anyone. Let them be the ones who come up to you. When they feel comfortable, they will approach you. And if an interaction needs to take place, let it happen through the initiative of other people and not that of your own, because you don't know the customs and culture of the people you're moving to, and you may actually come off very strong or put people off. And in the scenario that everything goes wrong, you don't like the place you moved to, and you start to dream about New York City again, or California, or Michigan, or wherever the crap you came from, the less people know about you, the safer you are. The less you've interacted with them, the more you can avoid them, the more you can prolong the situations that will unavoidably happen just about anywhere you move to. Because even in wealthy, rich communities, I have ran into bad neighbors who are willing to start problems. The more you distance yourself from your neighbors and the people in your community, the more peace you will have. In the long run, you'll have plenty of opportunities to find ways to get out there and meet people. These interactions and friendships will happen naturally at the time they need to occur, so don't try to force any of that to happen. You may just end up in a place where people are less sociable than what you are comfortable with in your own hometown. Just let these interactions happen naturally at the right time and don't try to force it. It'll make things so much easier for you and everybody else around you. Well, there it is. I hope that these 10 mistakes that people make while moving can be avoided by you as you go through this journey of moving from one place to another. I think for the most part, we're anxious and desperate to change our situation, so we start to overlook things that we know are wrong, but we feel desperate to get out of where we are, go somewhere else, see new places. So we take risk and we do things we know we're not supposed to because we're that desperate to change our outcome and situation in life. And that type of motivation and drive is essential to get ahead in life. But when you do that, you can really overlook things that you should have slowed down and paid more attention to. I hope this video helps a lot of people. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe, and I hope you have a beautiful day wherever in the world you are.